This weekend brings a first for children in our area, a special day celebrating children.
News 13's Victoria Dunkel is live at Safe Kids WNC. And Victoria, hidden in all of this fun is a life-saving effort, right?
That's exactly it. It's a weekend that has been declared Safe Kids Awareness Weekend, and it has the culmination with Saturday's Safe Kids Day. And Beverly Hops, you are helping get everything set up. You kind of set it up early for us this morning, but we're talking about a lot of different facets and aspects of life with children that we really can take a few steps to really keep them safe. We're talking bikes this time. Tell us a little bit about that.
We work with a lot of bicycle shops and local bike clubs to do bicycle safety in schools and at community events. And one of the things that we stress is proper helmet fit.
Let's talk about that. So this is on here on our lovely friend here.
Yeah.
What do we look for? Because sometimes I see the kids riding them, wearing them like that.
Yes, all too often we see children riding with their helmet too far back, and we want to make sure that they ride with the helmet pulled as far forward as possible so that when they look up they can see the edge of the helmet, because that's going to protect that part of their brain.
Why is it so important for us to come out and talk to you about things like where I need to have the helmet on my kids, what kind of knee and elbow pads and stuff? Why is it so important for this to be a day that we come out and bring the kids?
Unintentional injuries are the #1 cause of death for children. We've made great strides in reducing those injuries, but it is still the #1 cause. So we want to keep, hitting parents with all the educational materials and tips that we can to try to prevent these injuries.
When we're looking at the bicycles and so on, what do we need to keep in mind with the kids?
On bicycles, you want to make sure that they're properly maintained, that you have working brakes, good tires. You want to make sure that the bike fits the child, not that it's too big or not too small.
All right. All that's the kind of stuff you're going to learn when you come out on Saturday. It's from 9 a.m. to noon at the Clarion Inn parking lot over off Airport Road. And Beverly and Vicki and the other great folks here at Safe Kids WNC are going to be out there to really help make a difference. For all the details, you can go to our website, WLOS.com, click on the news links, and we'll get you set. Coming up, we're going to talk a little bit about the importance of being aware. Kids are going to be out of school soon. They're going to be on the roads a lot more on their bikes and playing, so you got to be paying attention. So vehicles and kids, how they can coexist happily. Coming up in our next half hour. Reporting live in Asheville, Victoria Dunkel, News 13.
The tragic death of a little boy in Brevard reminds us the need to be careful when it comes to kids and cars. News 13's Victoria Dunkel is live this morning at Safe Kids WNC in Asheville. And Vic, parents have a way to pick up some tips for keeping their kids safe this weekend.
They really do, and the story in Brevard where the little boy died after being left in a hot car is just one example of how dangerous the combination of kids and cars can be. I'm here, they've kind of helped us out here at Safe Kids WNC this morning, a little preview of what's going to be happening this weekend at Safe Kids Day. I'm here with Trooper Gene Williamson from the North Carolina Highway Patrol and Beverly Hops, and we were just talking, what we have set up here in front of us gives us an idea of blind spots when it comes to kids. And Trooper, you said that this is a scenario, unfortunately, you get called out to with tragic results too often, right?
Yes, we see this several times a year, particularly in the summer. But this is something that is very frequent.
Now, you're just saying something very important. Not all of us have a little mannequin who wears a bicycle hat on a tricycle. What's a good example? And this is only, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 feet away from the minivan is where this is in the blind spot. You have an idea of what I can use at home?
Well, basically everyone has the large 55-gallon trash can or something large that they take their trash out in, and that's something that would simulate basically the height of this child on the bicycle, where you can get in your vehicle and look around and see the trash can.
Beverly, you have some tips for us to really stay aware of where our kids are when it comes to cars. Ideas like the daycare tip.
Yes, just make sure we never leave a child alone in a vehicle for any reason, even if you're just running in to drop something in the post office and running right back out. Don't ever leave a child alone in the car for any length of time. You want to, if you have a child that's attending a daycare center, talk to the daycare owner or the child care development center owner and arrange so that if you don't show up with your child at daycare, have them call you and say,
just
is your child coming today?
Just an extra level of checking on the kids.
Right.
You can never check on your kids too often. You can also never learn and get a refresher course on how to play it safe with your kids too often. So this weekend from 9 to noon at the Clarion Inn parking lot over on Airport Road, check out Safe Kids Day. All the details at WLOS.com. Coming up, more things to make sure your kids have a safe and happy summer. Reporting live in Asheville, Victoria Dunkel, News 13.
Unintentional injury is the #1 cause of death in children in our country.
News 13's Victoria Dunkel joins us live to tell us how we can get involved in an event to prevent that. Good morning, Vic.
Good morning. And you know what, Holly, it is a we factor in this one. It takes an entire community when it comes to making sure our kids are safe. I mean, yes, moms and dads have a big job ahead of them. But I'm here with Division Chief Mark Dillingham from the Skyland Fire and Rescue, as well as Beverly Hobbs from Safe Kids Western North Carolina. We've been talking all morning about the Safe Kids Day, actually Safe Kids Awareness Weekend, which is starting today and tomorrow and Sunday. And you know, when it comes to safety, one of the main things is when we're riding with the kids. They're in the cars all the time. That's something that you folks at the Skyland Fire and Rescue really make a priority when you're out here in the community as part of this team effort, right?
Yes, we do. One of the things we do is we provide the seat checks, and we come in and we help parents make sure that the seat belts, like this seat belt here, is contacting the strongest parts of the body when the child's riding in the car.
What are those? What parts do we need to make sure?
The hips and the shoulders. That's the strongest parts of our body. So if we're involved in a crash, that spreads the crash forces across those strongest parts. So when we hook the seat belt in, like on Saturday, we can check for the proper fitting of the belt with the parents and go over the education part with them.
Simple little step like that really can be a lifesaver, even in a minor crash, right?
That's correct, even in a minor crash.
So anytime we get the kids in the car, you know you got to get them buckled up. The rules are there for their safety. But Beverly, you team up with Skyland Fire and Rescue, and who else is part of this community effort?
Most of our fire departments in Buncombe County are what we call permanent checking stations, and they are there to help the parents learn how to properly install their car seat. Our little fella right here is in a booster, and that's pretty simple as far as that goes, but you still need to know that everything fits properly. Some of the other car seats for younger children are much more complicated, so it's good to have the technicians that have gone through a 40-hour class to know how to
give me a few of the other partners who are teaming up with all of us in the community to keep the kids safe this weekend.
The Skyland Fire Department, Asheville Fire Department, Asheville PD, other law enforcement agencies, and other child advocacy groups.
And they all need us as parents and caregivers of kids to be out there and learning these tips to make sure our kids are safe. Coming up, we're going to talk about the chance for some free safety tools that are available this weekend as we take a look at Safe Kids Day that's coming up tomorrow from 9 to noon at the Clarion Inn parking lot over on Airport Road. Details at WLOS.com. Click on News Links. Reporting live in Asheville, Victoria Dunkel, News 13.
A celebration of children will also deliver some life-saving tools.
News 13's Victoria Dunkel is live at Safe Kids WNC in Asheville. And Victoria, they're getting ready for the first ever Safe Kids Day, right?
That's right, and it's tomorrow, part of Safe Kids Awareness Weekend all across the country. And Beverly Hobbs and I have been talking about some of the things that you're going to be seeing out at this event, including this great example of how to spot the tot. This looks like it's quite a distance from a car, but that's where the blind spot is for this minivan, right?
Yeah, from the minivan I could see just the top of the helmet here on the child. That's about 10 to 12 feet. On Suburbans or bigger vehicles, it could be even as far back as 20 feet. So just be aware of the blind zones behind you as well as all around the vehicle.
That's one of the things we're going to be learning tomorrow. We're also going to be learning about bike safety and other aspects. It's a community-wide effort, isn't it?
Yes.
And you know what? Our friend Vicki Killo, who's also with Safe Kids WNC, is over here. You two are dressed alike. What's up with the shirts?
We are promoting the shirts through a lot of our fire departments in the community so that individuals, parents, and caregivers will note the shirts and hopefully ask questions about safety and bring up awareness on childhood injuries and fatalities.
We're going to see this on some of the firefighters and other partners who are part of this effort here. We got a cute kid here. We'll call him Gino because he's made of denim, sitting in the booster seat here. What's going on with the booster seats? Because there's something pretty neat about that.
Yes, tomorrow at our event, while supplies last, we have free no-back boosters. Child has to be present, has to be at least 40 pounds and 4 years of age to qualify. And then in the vehicle, the parent needs to have a lap and shoulder belt and a vehicle seat that has head protection so the child's head and neck is supported in the no-back booster.
And you're going to make sure that those kind of car seats and as well as the infant car seats are in safely. We're talking about making sure bike helmets fit the kids right. This is a great opportunity to make sure our kids are safe. It is Saturday, 9 to noon at the Clarion Inn parking lot. That's off Airport Road, right by the I-26 entrance ramp there. So head over there and get it. Great opportunity. If you have questions specific to making sure your kids are safe, this is the time to get out there and ask this great team at Safe Kids WNC. And we have more details at WLOS.com on our news links. So head over there and check it all out. Reporting live in Asheville, Victoria Dunkel, News 13.